Hello, good evening. How's everyone doing? So happy to see you. So glad you could join us here on this Sunday night for a very special episode of Iron City by Night. For it is indeed the season 1 finale. Do not fret. There's a lot coming up. I hope you've all caught up, especially with our interlude last week with not really an interlude, more of like just a solo session with Altair. And we'll talk more about that at the recap. Some quick announcements, because I really want to roll into this. There's a lot that we got to get to, though I don't think our coterie know that yet. But do check out thirsttrapmothman.threadless.com. There are designs there in the store for this show, for other shows. There's going to be more for upcoming shows. So keep your eyes peeled. Go ahead and grab that stuff. All that money goes directly back to this stream. If you grab something for Kingdom Hearts Interstitial War, that's actually going to get art for that show, and advertisement and everything, promotions and everything. So you know, consider making a donation. It's not really a donation because you get something instead. You can get a hoodie or a phone case or a t-shirt or a shower curtain or a skateboard or stickers or a magnet or a button, bunch of stuff like that. You can check our Twitter, and we do have applications open for 2 shows coming in spring of 2021. There is one that is using the Heart the City Beneath system. And that game is going to be on Saturdays at the Rage Across Birmingham slot, and it will be run by your, mine, and our Big Dad. And then there is also a Monster Hearts 2 actual play that is coming in March that you can keep your eyes out for and you can apply for. Those applications are still open. They're going to be open until right before VHC. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Check out the YouTube. Follow us on the Twitter. Follow us on all that good stuff. And I think that is it. So, without further ado, let us prepare to tell a vampire story. Welcome back. Small recap before we begin. Last episode of with the full coterie of Iron City by Night are the new law in Iron City was settling in on their domain. We caught up with everything that they had done in the 2 weeks prior, or 2 weeks after they were given their new positions during Elysium at Alabama Theater. Caught up on a little bit of adjustments they might have made, and settling in to their new haven and their domain in North Birmingham. They were delivered a gift by one Prince Alexander Silverson that was some security surveillance equipment that they quickly searched through, got used to, and set up. Got it set up in different perimeters. Madelyn showing her technical prowess and her understanding of those kind of systems and equipment. We were shown various parts of the haven itself, a nice, modest two-story, 3-bedroom house with a basement and an attic. And after the surveillance equipment was put together, the coterie was paid a visit by one Carson Collier, then true primogen of Iron City, who had not been seen in a couple of weeks. He had shown up with some new muscle, some Russian or Eastern European fellas that were loaded and locked and loaded, let's say, ready to go. There, he brought a olive branch, not in just a bottle of very expensive alcohol-infused blood, but as well as some information on the previous Tombstone slayings and missing persons cases, in hopes to win back the good graces of the coterie after coming to almost literal blows at Elysium. Not being won over by his gesture, Madelyn decided the best way to keep him in line was to blood bond him, making sure that he would never, ever, well, not never, ever, but for the time being, not turn their backs on them for his connection with her. After that, we were shown a scene of him going back to the city proper and meeting with a nefarious group of kindred in the penthouse suite of the Redmont Hotel, seemingly pulling the strings of what's happening in the city and using Carson to their own whims. Our solo session with Altair. Altair went on a date with a newish friend, Reese, who had recently got back in town from business in San Antonio. They met at a coffee shop, Red Cat Coffee, and got to know each other a little bit more. They'd been texting a while, but Altair noticed some things that were off. Could be due to the fact that the beast was riled up and he was on edge. But some things stuck out. A couple at another table watching. A homeless man across the street, staring too much. An odd emblem on Reese's chest of his shirt. When Reese went to the bathroom, took quite a time there. About 8 minutes. 8 minutes too long for Altair's taste. So Altair, grabbing Reese's bag from the table, went to go check on him. Finding the door to be locked, knocking on the door, there was no answer from Reese. So Altair got the bathroom key from one of the baristas and helped himself into the bathroom, not seeing anybody, but noticing that Reese's feet were in the stall. Opening the stall, Altair noticed that Reese had been knocked out, seemingly hit with a rock in the side of the head, and there was a window open in the bathroom. Going in to investigate what had happened to Reese, Altair triggered a sigil of some sorts, a scrawling on the floor in blood, and felt red mist envelop in his nose and his airways and his mouth. Not being able to see or talk, only being able to hear. It's when he heard a voice that could only be Tombstone, letting him know that he's going to take him, and he's going to leave him someplace for his coterie to find them, but they're on a time limit. Tying him up Throwing him in the back of a car with another person along, they drove off into the city, but Altair managed to make contact with Aster, telling Aster to go grab the Coterie and hopefully help him and save him from the predicament that he's in. We start our session this evening right back where everybody else left off. Books, you had made your way back up to your room with Watson. And Aaron and Madelyn had shared to some, a long-awaited kiss. What happens immediately after that?
Madelyn kisses him back before shoving him back against the wall. Just, the fuck is that?
Something I've wanted to do for a little while.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
What if I am?
I don't know. Then why?
Because I like you.
That's an even bigger why. Look, I'm not an idiot. I know I'm a bitch. So I don't know what game you're pulling, but please don't.
Since when have I been nice?
It's fair.
Yeah, okay. Why does the why matter?
Because
everywhere I go, I am either treated like complete shit simply because of what I am, or I have to manipulate the fuck out of people in order to get anywhere. You are the only person that I don't have to do that with. So yeah. Maybe it's nice to be seen as a fucking person for once.
yeah, I agree. Sorry.
I'm going to walk over and kiss her again when she says that.
She will actually kiss back this time and not shove him.
Books. It's been about 10 minutes since Altair has left. Altair didn't really say where he was going, but you notice that he got zhuzhed up a bit. You're kind of getting your room ready. Your room ready. Your it seems off. It's not like your apartment. And when you put things up, like one of your posters, or you set something, it seems like it's off balance, even though you've looked and measured and you've got like measuring tape and a levels and everything like that. You notice... Actually, give me a wits awareness check real quick. One. Your ears are kind of tuned to everything. Nobody's being really quiet, but where your room is at, it is facing the driveway, though you have the windows blocked out with blackout curtains, and the others have shown you how to properly cover up windows in a haven, not just using random 2x4s and plywood, but showing you how to properly make sure that no light can get through. And you hear footsteps on gravel. Somebody walking up to the front.
So did I kind of forgot. Did I get one of the bedrooms or like am I in the attic? I forgot which one.
You were able to get one of the bedrooms. Yeah.
Okay. And that's on ground level,
It is upstairs, second
upstairs.
floor.
And I hear something from outside.
Yeah, your window is facing the front driveway where there's gravel leading up to it. And it sounds like footsteps leading up. Calmly, carefully.
Can I see out the window at the moment?
There's a little area where it's like a tinted kind of thing. It's like a peel, kind of like a wrap on it, where you can peel the corner. You're gonna have to put it back, but you can peel the corner and look out. You go ahead
I'll
and
do
do
that.
that. You go ahead and do that, and you see Mr. Gallagher walking up to your front door. Your next door neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a tall
Um,
boy of PBR in his hands and a black and mild cigarello. He's just calmly walking up to the front door.
um, I just kind of keep looking. Is
Mm-hmm.
he just walks all the way up to the door?
Walks all the way up to the door. And quick curt knock. Since you're aware of him, you can hear it. I'm going to need Madelyn and Aaron to roll me a wits awareness, please.
All right, 1 second.
I'm going to fail it.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to choose to fail that roll.
Yeah, no, Madelyn completely botches that roll. 0 successes.
Ooh, okay. But not a critical.
Thematically appropriate.
Yeah. There's other things on your minds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll text the group chat neighbors at the door and then I'll go down and answer the door.
Phones vibrate with no one to feel them or hear them. Maybe one does. One person, but they've got other things on their mind. And you go down to the door and you open it up. Opens up and he puts a smile on his face. He's a portly gentleman. He's about 5'7". Got a little bit of a beer gut. He's elderly, around late 50s, early 60s. He's got a nice, closely taken care of beard that goes into a hair that's very kempt. But he usually wears a trucker cap of some sorts. He's got different kinds. He's wearing a University of Alabama cap this evening. And he goes, hi there.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Yeah, I don't think we formally met. I'm your next door neighbor. And he points over to his house. He goes, Mr. Gallagher, or Ben Gallagher. You can call me Ben.
All right. My name is Books. Yeah, I've seen you a couple times.
Yeah, books. Okay, good. Yeah. I've seen you and your friends or roommates, I guess, just moved in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, roommates.
Roommates. Okay, excellent. Well, I've talked to the one with the leather jacket on everything. Just about offering to mow the lawn or staying on top of that or anything like that. It's we try to keep it a nice neighborhood around here, make it look seemly, so in case anybody comes around, they don't snoop too much or everything. It's just a normal neighborhood, but just want to introduce myself. And you can see him trying to kind of look inside a little bit, past the door. He comes back.
Yeah, I don't move,
Mhm.
but I don't try to block him either. But I'm not letting him
Yeah.
get any more view than he already has.
Mm-hmm. Goes, so you all college kids then? Well, I guess college kids.
Different things. I'm just out of college, but everybody's kind of got their own story. You can I'm sure you'll learn everyone's story as time goes on.
I would actually love to learn everyone's story. I'm actually, I don't know if you noticed it, but I've got a pretty nice backyard over here. I just built myself a gazebo, and I've got, have you ever played horseshoes before? Something like that?
Haven't played it, but I know what it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got a horseshoe pit back there. Just got myself a new TV for the football games, and he adjusts his cap and everything. But he goes, you know, if you four want to come over at any point, you know, and have ourselves a cookout, maybe some beer and some burgers or something, watch a game, catch up, neighborly stuff, you know.
I'll bring it up. We'll see.
Excellent, excellent, and just let me know if you see my dog DW. He likes to wander around sometimes, but if he wanders in your backyard, just let me know. He's very sweet. He's very sweet. Just because he's a pit bull, don't mean he's mean.
Oh, I love dogs.
Oh, that's good. I love him too. I love him too.
Out of character, what time is it right now?
It's around like 8 p.m.
Okay.
and he like kind of stands there and he goes, "Well, I'm just gonna go back over, sit on my back porch, listen to my music. But you know, you have yourself a good one, okay, nephew? Don't be afraid to ask for anything. And
Oh,
stay,
for sure. Thanks for introducing. It was nice to meet you formally.
of course, nice to meet you. You know, and stay on top of that that yard now. Big strong lad like you can take care of that. A little push mower ain't nothing, right?"
Sure.
Excellent, excellent. Well, have a good evening. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
And he gives a one last look at you, kind of squints his eyes a little bit. He turns and he walks away. And you hear his footsteps crunching on the gravel. Altair,
Yes.
you've been riding in this trunk for about, it seems like 30 minutes. By your estimation, from when you were at the coffee shop, it's around 9 p.m. for you. Could be. You're glad you got that message out to Aster, but you're just waiting. Now, waiting. Do you do anything in the trunk while you're tied up and waiting?
Cry. Does that count?
That does count. That does count.
I don't think he would try to like loosen his like hold or like his ties or anything because he knows there's no way that he could possibly fight back against these people. So
Yeah.
no point in trying. No, I think I guess he could try. I don't know if he's like super quiet and focuses, if he can try to hear like anything going on in the car or if it's just too loud, like road noises.
Give me a wits and awareness. It's going to be a little bit of a higher difficulty because it seems like they've turned some kind of metal music up.
How dare they?
And they're taking like, it seems like they're taking normally like bumpy roads.
Okay. 3.
It's kind of garbled, but you can make it. They're kind of quiet, just listening to music, but occasionally you'll hear, "Turn right. Take that ramp. Turn left. Left again." Finally, after a little bit, you feel them stop. The metal music stops. And you hear the sound of a garage door opening. And then the car pulls forward, and you feel it go on a downward incline, and you can hear the echo of the tires and the car engine, concrete walls around this vehicle. Couple turns, and you feel it stop. Car turns off. You feel the weight shift in it as 2 people get out of the car. You hear a you smell cigarette smoke. Then you hear, "Hey, yo, we're here. Open up the door. We've got him." And a loudspeaker crackles. "Put your fucking masks on." "Come on, don't be like that, all right? He's taken care of, all right?" "I said put your fucking masks on." "Does he know?" "No, we took a long way around." "Put the fucking mask on, then I'll let you in." After a little bit, the trunk opens and you see two people standing wearing jackets with the hoods, face masks covering up their nose, black, and then both have black eyeshadow smeared across their face. And one of them holds up a voice box kind of thing to their throat. And the other one has, it seems to be a shotgun pointed at you.
Don't try to fight. Don't try to run away. This will take you down. We're not afraid to use it, but we don't want to hurt you. Not if you understand. Good.
The one with the voice box puts it in their pocket. They grab you, help you stand up, and your legs can move a little bit. But for the wiry frame that he has, like you told before, this is probably the one that grabbed you in the bathroom. Feels unnaturally strong. Lifts you like you're nothing. Like a bundle of paper towels. And drags you, seemingly, your feet trying to give purchase. And you can finally see, and you're in a parking deck or underground, you assume underground parking area of a building somewhere. The garage door is closed. You see a security booth with tinted windows and a metal door with a handle on it. You hear a buzzer go off and the door pops open. And the one with the shotgun grabs the door and they move you inside. There's flickering fluorescent lights as you're in a long hallway. And they start dragging you down. Doors on either side of you, double doors. The air's stiff. You hear a boiler room of some sorts or electric room as they carry you to the end of this hallway, and there's a freight elevator. They open the doors, and the one carries you in and leans you up against the corner. The one with the shotgun points it at you in the corner and stands in front of the console with the buttons as the other one with the voice box goes and presses a button. You can try, give me a wits awareness if you want to see what button they press, if you wish.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole time I think Altair's just trying to remember as much as he can of what he's seeing.
Got it. Go ahead. Go
so
ahead
he'll
and do that.
definitely look at. Wait, he'll roll in the box. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. You're able to count the doors on the hallway. It's at the end of the hallway, but there's 4 doors on either side, leading you down. He seems to have pressed, or they have seemed to have pressed one of the buttons close to the top. And as that starts up, you hear the whirring of the elevator's motors. They close the grate and the door of this freight elevator. And they both turn and look at you. The one with the voice box brings it back up to their throat.
Are those restraints too tight? Good. I want you to be comfortable. He made sure that you're comfortable. We don't want to hurt you too badly.
And the one with the voice box turns back towards the door. After about 2 minutes, it stops. You definitely went up. and they drag you out into a room, and it's a completely empty, abandoned room. It seems like it was a former office space or something, but it's older, it's dingier, and you can just see columns that are like weight-bearing columns periodically. There's one about every 10 feet in this room. And there's a single light, construction light, focused on a chair, a metal chair. And you see a shape standing by the windows, and you realize that the windows are all uncovered here. And you can hear the city, and you can see the lights of the city, and you're downtown somewhere. But you're building someplace. They drag you over, and the shape that's standing by the light, you can only see the silhouette. You try to peer your eyes and make it out. And you just hear, "Was he any problem?" Voice box.
No, no problem at all. Very easy, very compliant.
Good. Good. That's what I like to hear. Please, set our guests down. You won't need to tie them to the chair. It'll be fine. He won't run. They do so. And when they set you down in the chair, the shape looks at the two of them and goes, "You can go to get in your posts, just in case the rest of them show up early or unwanted. You never know. This one could have had a trick up their hands or sleeves." They both nod, and they turn. And the silhouette grabs a chair that's over by that light and brings it closer and sets it down in front of you. And you can see now that the light is on him. You see someone dressed in a priest's garbs. They've got the collar and the black suit. I need you to make me a willpower save real quick. Just roll your willpower
Okay.
as they get closer to you.
Three successes.
You're uncomfortable. There's something about this man that agitates the beast inside of you, that wants you to fight back from him, but you manage to keep yourself a little bit. There's something calming about him as well. But as he sits down in front of you, you see that he also has like a Cardinals kind of hat, but like an old English Cardinals hat, the one with the 4 points on it, not the covering of like a normal Catholic church. And around his neck, you see a rosary, but you also see other emblems of faith. Taoist, some runes, something that's Islamic. And he has a book, and he crosses his legs and sits in front of you, and as you can tell, you see that his eyes are bleeding. And his hands have holes in them, and they're bleeding too. Slowly. He goes, "Altair? Is that correct?"
Yeah.
"It's a pleasure to meet you. I apologize. My name is Father Frank Wesley. I'm hoping that we could talk."
Real quick
Mm-hmm.
before we talk, I would like to use Scry the Soul on him.
All right. Go for it. Go ahead and make that rouse check for me.
Yes. I am at 3 hunger now.
3 hunger.
And then let me do the actual roll.
Yeah, go ahead and give that intelligence aspects roll for me, please. Your difficulty is going to be 5 successes.
Okay. I got exactly 5.
Perfect. What do you want to know about this aura? Definitely kindred.
Okay. What is there? There's so many good questions I could ask.
Mm-hmm. Get one.
Let's just say, what is their emotional state?
Calm. At ease. Perfectly calm. Unsettlingly calm. In control. I'm also going to... How does Altair feel right now?
Terrified. But I think he is trying to he's kind of hopeless in the sense that he knows that like he can't fight his way out of anything. He can't talk his way out of anything. So he might as well be as compliant as possible.
Perfect. I'm going to roll something real quick.
Okay.
You feel yourself calm down as the father looks at you, and you just feel calm wash over you.
See.
And he smiles,
Interesting.
and he goes, "That's much better. I would love to talk with you, Altair. We have all night, really."
Altair like he says we have all night, and Altair like pointedly looks like over to the windows that are clearly uncovered, and then like looks back and he asks, well, what did you want to know?
I want to talk about you, Altair, and your friends. You've been very nosy, which is fine. It's expected. I just wanted to run some things by you. If that's okay with you, of course. If not, then I can leave and, well, we can see if your friends... And he looks over at the windows, looks back over to you, find you.
I mean, I don't know everything. They really, you know, they kind of know more than I do.
Well, I might just have to have a conversation with them, and I would dearly. But I need an introduction, you see. First, 1 second. Do you mind? And he pulls a handkerchief out of his pocket.
Do I have any idea of what he's asking that I mind about?
You have been crying. Seems that he's offering to clean you up.
Go ahead. It's fine.
Thank you. It's unseemly, but I understand. And he takes the handkerchief and very gently wipes up the blood and everything. And as he gets close to you, he smells very good. Not dead. And he gently wipes your cheeks. He goes, there. No need for you to be crying now. This is a good thing. This is a really good thing. Hopefully we can help each other. And he sits back down in front of you. Madelyn and Aaron. And Books. You're all in the same house. Actually, let's go to Books first. Books, after Mr. Gallagher walks away, what do you do?
I want to go back up and look back out the window. Can I see his house from the window?
You can, actually.
I just want to look and see, does he actually like go all the way back? Does he go inside?
He walks a little bit and kind of like he's taking his time. He's smoking a cigarillo, and he just walks down to the front lazily to the mailbox, and then walks up. But he doesn't go to the front door of his house. He walks up to the side, the side yard, and goes to his back porch, sits in a chair, and you can hear the soft muffled through the glass of, is that Eddie Kendrick? You would know who Eddie Kendrick is. Former Temptations member. He's from Birmingham. But you can just hear a little bit of that Motown in your ears. But it's muffled.
I say, Watson, go introduce yourself to the neighbor, and just let me know what you think of him. If he says anything weird, and I'll just, I guess I'll go to the front door and let Watson out.
Watson gives a big stretch, arches the back, soft meow, and just slips out the front door. Makes his way over towards the yard. Are you watching?
Yeah, if I can still see him from the window, then I'll watch.
Even though he's a white cat, you lose him a little bit as he goes in between some bushes. And then you can catch him again. He's on the other side of Mr. Gallagher's fence, and he sits at the bottom steps of his back porch. And you see Mr. Gallagher's head turned towards him. And he goes, mouths something. It's hard to hear over the music.
Does it look like he's being friendly to Watson, or
he lets a hand down and does
something
the pss, pss, pss kind of motion, the come here motion. Watson gently hops up each step, sits right in front of him, extends his head. Mr. Gallagher scratches his head, scratches under his chin, that good area. Watson makes himself at home, hops in Mr. Gallagher's lap, and at first Mr. Gallagher almost drops his beer, and then he goes, all right. And you can see him talking to him a little bit, and he goes and he scratches. Does Watson have a collar?
Yeah.
It says Watson on it.
Yeah, it would just
Excellent.
pretty much that.
Excellent. Contact number. Does it have like your name and number on it or anything on the back?
I think it probably has a number on it.
He looks.
Probably not a name.
You see him look at the collar a little bit. Goes and scratches Watson again. And he just kind of relaxes. And you can see him talking to him. As he like sits back and relaxes in his chair. But the cat's just sitting there and he's petting the cat. And he starts talking to the cat.
I'm just gonna let Watson do his thing for as long as he wants to, and I will continue like setting up my room and all that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes pass. Aaron, Madelyn, how you two doing?
Just fine.
Just
Yep.
fine.
Dandy.
Can I?
Uh,
I do.
eventually Madelyn would have noticed it's been a while.
It's
Yeah.
been a while. I do have to take in, what are both of your humanities?
Six with a stain.
7.
Interesting. Okay. Just needed to know. Some time passes. 30 minutes pass. It's been quiet. The house has been really quiet. You haven't heard Altair creaking on that same part of the floor that like when Altair thinks that he's being really quiet, but he's actually hitting every single creak in the floor. You haven't heard Watson moving around. You can hear music coming from Book's part of the house, though. Seems like Books is in his room.
Hold on a minute.
What?
I'm gonna activate heightened senses.
Okie dokie day. You go ahead and you activate heightened senses. Go ahead and give me a perception check. It's wits and resolve, and you can add your aspects to that, please.
What's in resolve or what's in awareness?
Wits and awareness. Sorry.
No problem. Just making sure.
Look, I'm looking at my notes that I have here that has all of your disciplines.
That is 6 successes with a crit.
Books, what are you listening to?
Probably Travis Scott.
Put your hand on one of the foundation columns on the side of the wall of the basement, and you hear, is that sicko mode or something? Whatever the kids call it. Whatever it is, it's aggressive. And though it's not your kind of music, it's kind of catchy. Really aggressive, though.
I get into it.
Then
Reminds
you
me of Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. And then you hear something landing on the front porch.
What?
And then
Someone's here and something's off. Altair's not in the house.
10 seconds go by.
Oh, okay.
Books, you can
Hold on.
barely hear a knock over your music going up. You're trying to figure out why the hell this poster, even though you keep measuring it, it looks crooked in your room. And you're starting to realize that maybe the walls of your room are crooked.
I do hear it.
But you do hear something from the living room. Sounded like a knock.
I'm going to, as soon as he starts leaving and he's turned around from me, I am going to do Unseen Passage.
Okay.
I get hungrier.
All right. What's your hunger at now?
2.
2. Excellent.
So I'm going to follow him. I'm going to follow behind him, unseen.
Perfect.
I'm going to go up the stairs. I'm going to leave the door to the basement open when I get up there.
Perfect.
And I am going to... I assume we have some way of seeing out the front door without opening it.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just a window.
Yeah. You've got a peephole.
I'm gonna look.
You look through.
I'm going to look outside.
And you see a... Best way I can describe it, a distraught but debonair gentleman. Long black hair, tied back, seemingly in a bow, wearing a high-collared shirt and a vest with a tie down. Seems kind of unruly a little bit, and is wearing a... What's the best way I can describe it? A cloak that would seem fitting for 1900s, turn of the century, 1900s, around Industrial Revolution times, but then is wearing alligator skin pants and loafers. And you can see there are bits of blood accumulated at his eyes. And then there's another...
Who the fuck is... I'm going to leave heightened senses on, and I'm going to open the door.
Are you the one that they call that they call Aaron?
Yes, they call me Aaron.
May I come in?
From my connections in the Camarilla, is this guy familiar to me?
Yes, this is Aster. This is Altair's sire.
I'm gonna step slightly out of the way and drop unseen passage and come out.
Ah,
The
one they call Madelyn. Oh, my name is Aster.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Have you
Oh, yes, you can come in.
I'm glad to have finally met the both of you. You've taken my dear Altair away from me, but that's for another time. It's really important, and I hate to meet you under these circumstances. Is the other one that they call you, the library one, around?
The library one. Let me summon the library.
Perfect. Do you mind if I step in? Your neighbor next door is petting a very wonderful-looking cat. Excellent. Steps
Come on.
in.
You can sit in the living room.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
You go upstairs.
I'm gonna follow him into the living room. Just good morning, good evening, Aster.
Art Deco with a little bit of postmodern. Puts his loafer up on one of the ottomans and kind of moves it back and forth and goes, IKEA. Excellent.
Yeah. Gotta decorate on when you gotta decorate real fast. It's good to see you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you again. It's been such a long time. You go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Books' room.
It's a move to Denzel Curry this time. Books. Do you just go ahead and open the door, or do you knock on the door?
No, I knock.
You hear a knock on your door.
Savage.
I open the door.
Hey, library apparently.
What?
Yeah. We have a guest. I believe it's Altair's sire.
Okay.
Who definitely thinks your name is Library.
Oh, I see now.
Yes. So I'll let you correct that because it was sorry. Just wanted to talk to all of us. I don't know why.
Okay, I'll be down.
It's gonna be fun. I can turn around and go back downstairs.
You make your way downstairs. Books, do you follow?
Yeah, I'll turn the music off and then head down immediately.
As you go down, you see Madelyn is like staring at this gentleman, the gentleman I described before, and he has taken his cloak off, and he's just kind of just tossed it over the back of the couch, and he goes, I've been trying a new kind of decorating style in my own home, and it's coming together quite well. It's a mix of 1970s psychedelic rock and 1700s quaint middle America, but like late 1700s, early 1800s, you know, when there was nobody around. I've essentially started trying to go trees in my living room.
So basically
those are
that
a lot of words.
Basically that house from A Clockwork Orange.
Ah! The leather jacket
Oh,
one.
thank
Oh,
God
you're
you're
not
back.
wearing a leather jacket. And, dear, not library. That was so rude of me to call you library beforehand. Books. Books, dear books. Oh, you look much more handsome in person. Altair did not say how handsome you are. Goodness gracious me. Well, he grabs his cloak and ties it back and he goes, we should leave now.
What? Hold on, Aster, please. Forgive me. My brain works a little slower than yours. Why are you here? Where is Altair and where are we going with you? I just need you to bring me up to speed real quick, darling.
Perfect answers. Yes, thank you.
You see him stare at the glass sliding door on the other end of the living room, and it seems like something is like reprocessed, like something's processing. And then you can start seeing blood droplets come from the corner of his eyes, and he goes, they've taken him.
Who's they?
The devils in the night, they've taken him. I don't know exactly who they are.
Is this one of your type's visions?
No. Altair spoke to me.
How? If he got taken, how do you speak to you?
Altair spoke to me, said that he had been taken, captured. We have to get him now. We have to find him.
Oh, okay.
I don't want him to end up like the Banana Republic jockey.
You know what? I'm not gonna inquire. I think that's a very fair fear to have. Boys, what
We have to go now. You, leather jacket one, aren't you usually willing to be dirty Harry about things? Pull out your pistol. Get on your steed. What ho? Tally forth.
Where are we going?
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know.
where are we tallying ho to?
That's puzzling. I can't really get in contact with Altair. He just kind of gets in contact with me.
Do any of y'all know a warlock?
Yeah.
I did know Warlock at one point.
They got ways they can find.
But that's not
people.
important right now. No. He was not okay. He seemed like they'd done something to him.
And we will,
Yes.
but we need to know where he is in order to fix that.
That's why I'm
Did
saying
the-
Aster. Warlocks got ways of finding people. That might be the quickest way to find him. Unless one of these two got the greatest sense of smell known to man and we got a sweater of Altair's or something.
Yes, actually, I do. And you see him, like, pull from, like, his back pocket. There's, like, a swatch, like a fabric swatch that looks like it used to belong to a sweater. And then you see him go, definitely his. And hands it over to you, Madelyn.
So do either of you know where he was going when he left earlier? I didn't even know he left.
Books. Altair told you that he was going out.
Yeah, he told me. I don't think he told me where though. He just said he was.
Red Cat Coffee. That's it. I was trying to think of what animal and what color the coffee shop was. You know that they always name coffee shops after animals and colors, it seems. That or at Starbucks. Ugh. Seattle.
Aster. Again, forgive me. I don't know your clan that well. How did Altair talk to you?
He put
I
his
know you
mind
are.
with mine in a time of need and sent me a message that we were able to communicate.
All right, he's sending you telepathic telegrams. Got it.
Oh, gosh, you think somebody would have read a comic book or something. Goodness, this
No, I
generation.
got it.
No room for imagination.
I got it there, Professor Xavier. Calm down.
Look, I know one of these wizarding sorts, these ensorceling kind. I'll go find him, speak to him.
Well, well, hold on. Red Cat Coffee?
Red Cat Coffee, yes. There's locations all over the city. It's quite convenient.
Oh, shit. Okay, that doesn't narrow it down.
The
Got
closest
it.
one
All
is
right.
in Railroad Park, you simpleton.
That
I'm sorry,
doesn't
you didn't
mean that's
deserve
the-
that.
Yeah,
No,
thanks.
he didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm quite dramatic.
I'm aware.
But that also doesn't mean that's the one that Altair went to.
Well, maybe we should just wait until Altair gives a panic cry, or we can find him strung up on another landmark. Maybe at Regiment's Field, right in the middle of the baseball diamond, just splayed out.
I just turn and look at Madelyn. Can you track his phone?
Yeah.
Cool, do that. Please.
Problem is, it's gonna ping only the nearby towers, which doesn't give us a location at all, but it will give us a general area.
I can
Books.
take it from there.
Aster turns towards you and grabs you by the shoulders and goes, "You can help me, can't you? I've heard things about you. You're of the four-legged kind. You're not a werewolf, of course. That would be ridiculous. You're a werewolf hanging out with kindred of sorts. But you are of the Wild Clan, correct?
I'm gonna help you. Don't worry about it.
Finally, someone who has come to their senses. Goodness, not just talking about cell phone towers. He takes the swatch from Madelyn's hands and then puts it in your chest books, and he goes, "Use this. Find my dear boy and bring him back to me."
Yeah, Madelyn's going downstairs to do a tracking app, so I imagine that's intelligence and technology.
Yes, definitely. Intelligence technology. And if you have any specialties in technology that pertain.
I am going to go out to the garage and start getting ready to take my bike out.
Got it. He goes, I'm going to go find the sorcerer. And he kisses you on the cheek, Books. It's not like a wet sloppy kiss, but it's like a polite like gesture of like, see you later, and kisses you on the cheek and goes, I know you won't let me down. You're special. I can tell. I can smell it on you. I must away.
So I got 8 successes critical.
Yeah, it takes just a little bit, but you're starting to triangulate a little bit, and it's not concise. It's not clear. But
No, but it would give me the ping of each tower he passed.
Ping of each tower, and it seems that the last known ping or location was this coffee shop. Probably right around that area. Like there's a whole area that's beside this railroad park area. It's a park beside the main railroad, but there's a bakery and there's a coffee shop and there's a bunch of other shops and everything like that. But it wasn't like at this location. It was leaving that location. Was the last time it pinged a cell phone tower.
Okay. And I'll write that down and come back upstairs and just go, I got the general area he was at, but they either turned his phone off or his phone is left behind.
You hear from the garage. Which one?
And I'm going to go in and give him the address.
Perfect. Aster is walking out the door and goes, Books, I'm counting on you. And he just runs down the gravel driveway.
I like him.
Okay, that's a choice.
He's a lot, and he always has been.
Oh. I can go and see if they have security cameras and see if what happened. If he's still just there. Are you coming up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I can contribute, but just tell me where to go and I'll go.
Okay. This is a great learning opportunity. Follow me.
Okay.
You both get on your bikes. Madelyn, I'm assuming you're getting on Aaron's bike?
I hand her a helmet.
And she's going to put it on because it covers her face and hold tight on Aaron.
You two, well, all three of you turn on the motorcycle, tear down the gravel driveway, slinging little stones. As you can hear, another Eddie Kendrick song. Seems to be Can't Help What I Am. I believe it was a single of his. As you drive towards Railroad Park. Altair. This gentleman leans back in his chair. Goes, how have you been, Altair?
I've been okay. I mean, I was okay, and then,
I apologize. The younger ones, they tend to act a bit brashly, and they do things without really thinking it through. It's... if you have an ability, why not use it, right?
I think Altair just doesn't respond to that.
Altair, how long have you been in this city?
Just a couple of years. I mean, what? Why?
Just a couple of years. You've been here much longer than me. I've only been here for a few months. But I love it. It's truly beautiful, this city is. Even past all the dirt, the grime, and the muck, and the homeless wandering the streets, the corrupt politicians. The food stinks. But this city, it holds up one of the prime tenets of Islam. Well, it's not a prime tenet, but it's one that I think is truly wonderful. Do what is beautiful. Allah loves those who do what is beautiful. And this city does that. Even in its cruelty, and its hate, and its malice, and its greed. You contribute to that, Altair. And he sets aside the book on the ground. Leans back up.
Could I tell what kind of book it was, by the way? I don't remember if you said.
Seems to be a holy text of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't really tell because of the low light. But it's got one of those big ribbon bookmarks on it. And it's chunky. He goes, Altair, you gave me a look when I said that you contribute to that. Do you believe that's not true?
I mean, I just do my best to help people. I don't really, I don't really do anything.
Are you not part of the Camarilla? Do you not suckle off of that teat?
I mean, that's the city. That's the rule.
That's the city. That's the rule. So you just go along with it then. You sit and you let those that are lesser than you be crushed by those greater than you just because they've lived longer. You let those prey on the innocence of this city. Yes, you do need the vitae, the very blood that keeps you alive. You do need it. The beast needs it. But how you all go about it is so vile, elementary, without honor. Though, you seem different. You are different.
Not really. I'm just any old.
He
I'm
leans
not
forward.
different.
He goes, Altair, you can tell me. You can tell me anything. My name, Father. A title, really. What does that mean to you?
I would assume you were a man of the cloth or something.
Correct. Correct indeed, a man of the cloth. But I'm not just a man of one cloth, I'm a man of many cloths. And he plays with the medallions and trinkets and symbols around his neck. Do you know when, in original text of the Bible, Yahweh does not mean a singular G-O-D. It actually means multiple. All different facets. God is in everyone. God is everything. What if I told you that every single one of the world's religions are correct? There's no wrong one. Well, Scientology. Terrible. It's awful. Praise upon the weak.
Okay, I guess I haven't really thought about it too much.
You haven't thought about it too much. Would you say that you've sinned, Altair? Have you hurt someone, taken something from somebody, caused pain on others? You can be honest with me. I am a man of the cloth.
I think he gets really quiet and he kind of looks down away from the father across from him.
Mhm.
And I think he doesn't answer right away. I actually think that he is going to try to reach out to Aster over the web again.
Okay. You reach out. You hear, don't see this time, but you hear, you're back. Where are you?
I don't know. And then I just blurt out all of the details I can remember of the various that we were driving on dirt roads. There was a garage door, and then we were driving in a big empty room, and then there was another door that we went through, and we went through this hallway, and he just gives all of that, and we went to the X floor, and
Go ahead
I
and
think
give
we're
me
in.
a wits and streetwise check.
Oh, great. Okay, that's 2.
2. There's a hotel across the street you can see from the windows. You can't tell which hotel. But there's a hotel across the street, and on the right-hand side, one of those windows, you can hear a bar. There's people laughing and you can hear music, but it's several floors down. Once you convey that info to Aster, Aster's like, don't worry, I'll be, and then you snap out of it, and you see the father there. Are you there? Earth to Altair.
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking about if I had sinned or not.
You have. We've all sinned. I don't mind answering for you. Sometimes the answer kind of is just beyond our grasp. Ephesians 1:7 says, in him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace. What if I told you I could provide you redemption through someone's blood? You and the rest of your friends.
What? How?
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 Merely you just have to help us a bit. I represent someone that's been in town for a few months now. He loves this city. We came to this city because it's not as sprawling as Nolans or Atlanta or New York City or Los Angeles. It's also weak. The foundations are cracked already. And your prince is a puppet master playing with strings. And you and your friends are all connected to those strings. I represent someone that can help this city, that can break down the battlements of the ivory tower and provide true freedom, real freedom, for all of you. There might be some sacrifice. You don't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. But he is a very powerful man. And he's offering you forgiveness in accordance with God's grace. Not just capital G, but all of them.
Who is this that you're talking about?
I can tell you his name. It's important that you know his name. Come close.
He like very hesitantly leans forward, just very slowly.
And when he leans forward into your ear, his head right beside your head, he just whispers one name and goes, Ivar. And he leans back. And I need you to roll me Composure Aspects.
Alrighty. Ooh. All right, that's a 5 success messy crit.
5 success, messy crit. You go stock still. You tense up against the ropes, and violently you hear and see and smell that sea again, that beach that you were on with the ship coming through. And you see that gentleman, that massive gentleman, hop down off of the ship, taking that gigantic double-bearded axe that he had and overhand tossing it and seeing it hit the skull and sundering somebody. Could be an English soldier, you don't know. And he looks back and he looks around and he has fangs coming from his mouth. And in perfect Icelandic, you hear, rip them from their beds, take them from their homes, take everything, bleed them dry, make the sands of this beach sticky and red with their blood. Save the leader for me. And you pull back to it. And he looks at you and he goes, ah, you've seen him? I can tell. Tell me, are you a Malkavian? Oh, wonderful, precious, sweet one. And he grabs your hands, and he grabs your face, and he kisses you on the forehead. And he stands up. This is wonderful. We don't have a Malkavian in our ranks yet. But you would be a wonderful addition.
I don't know about that. I'm really...
Let's talk about your friends. He goes and he turns the chair around like he's a substitute teacher trying to talk shop with the class. He turns it around backwards and he sits down on it and puts his head on his hands and he goes, tell me about the one that rides the motorcycle. As we cut to Aaron. And Books following alongside the one who rides the motorcycle. You pull up outside of Red Cat Coffee. It seems that they're closing up. There's nobody around. And what are you doing?
Is the door locked?
The door's not locked.
I just get off my bike, turn it off, walk right in.
You walk right in, and you see a gentleman. He's got a name tag that says Oz with his pronouns on it, he, him. He's got glasses on. Looks like your standard millennial barista. And he goes, oh, hey, sorry, we're kind of closing right now. Just one.
Hey. No, it's fine. I'm actually looking for someone. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
I got in a fight with my boyfriend, and I don't know where he is. And he comes here sometimes. I just want to know if I describe Altair.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a manipulation persuasion.
Yeah, no problem.
Four successes. He looks and he goes, Oh. I don't know what to tell you. Your boyfriend?
What? Yeah.
Look, it's not really my place. Are y'all waiting outside, Madelyn and Books? Are y'all going inside?
Yep.
Nope, I came inside and Madelyn
Mhm.
is struggling to not laugh right
Mhm.
now.
Mm.
But
probably waited
I have
outside.
dropped I have thrown up Mask of a Thousand Faces, and I did pass my rouse check for that.
Perfect. Okay, great. Books, go ahead and roll me wits and awareness as we're talking. And just hold up your fingers how many successes you got. We'll roll right into that as you're standing outside. Look, it's not really my place, man, because I'm just a barista. Got it, 3. I'm just a barista, but
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
your boyfriend was here with somebody else.
Shit. Did you see him? Did
Yeah.
he leave?
Yeah, well, one of them went to come and use the restroom, and the other one, your boyfriend, I guess, came to check on him, and then they both walked right out the front door.
Oh no, Aaron. Your boyfriend's got another boyfriend.
Hey, man,
Did you see like what kind of car they left in?
they just
It might have
walked
been-
off.
Weird, because it might have been our friend. But
Your friend.
yeah, we have another friend. He might have been with him.
There was another couple, or was there another couple here? I can't remember. Roll a wits insight, both of you.
Okay.
Books. You smell something. 3. It smells like Altair. Got it. And it's coming from the side alley around this building.
I'll walk over there
Start
Oh.
walking around.
slowly.
Madelyn, something seems off about this barista. Aaron, you've seen this before a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's fucked with this barista's head.
You know, you know what? He might be with our friend Kyle. I'll just give him a call. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, of course. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
We'll be open tomorrow if you want to stop by some coffee.
Thanks. Maybe I will.
And he
Just
stares
turn
at you
around.
for a little bit, and then he turns and goes back to doing what he's doing. Books. You go around the alleyway, and you follow the smell, and you get closer to it, and then it becomes pungent. It's by some trash. And at first you don't notice it, but then you see there's a little bit of blood on the ground, just a couple of droplets beside a phone. The screen's cracked a little bit.
I pick up the phone.
You pick up the phone,
I
and
recognize the phone.
it looks like Altair's. The only reason you would recognize it's Altair is because you've seen Altair on that phone for the past 2 weeks, giggling, well, not giggling, but smiling and texting somebody on the other end.
And is it on?
It's on, yeah. You click it and it says it's asking for a password.
I just do just a quick look around, see if I see anything else interesting or out of place.
Give me another wits and awareness.
That's just one. That's
Just one. The bathroom window's open. You only know it's a bathroom window because it looks like a bathroom from the door that you can see. It's connected to the coffee shop. But like the iron bars are open and the window itself is open. And you know for a fact that Birmingham doesn't do open windows, especially at night.
Okay. I guess at that point I would make my way back over to the entrance to the place.
You go back
so-
around and you see Aaron and Madelyn walk out.
So he met someone here, but his mind was wiped.
Oh.
I walk up and kind of like hold up phone.
Oh,
Found something.
There it is.
yeah. Can I see that?
I hand it to him.
Altair's phone.
Aaron is a paranoid fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Wits, insight, guess Altair's password from watching him put it in.
Go for it.
Amazing.
5.
5. Takes a couple of tries, and it's like you have one try left. And then you
What was it? Fuck. Come on.
put it in. Altair, just real quick, what is your password for your phone?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think that it is
Password.
it's password. No, it's just like a pin for 4 numbers. I think it is 0615.
0615. I'll take a note.
I knew I was paying attention.
Did you just?
Mm.
I'm not gonna be on my
Also,
phone around.
Don't.
The
Sorry, it's a habit.
bathroom window's open, so, and that's kind of not a thing that happens. So
What?
seems
Wait,
like
bathroom
somebody.
windows open?
Yeah, from the outside. When I was in the alley, I saw the window open. So it looks like somebody left out of the window. That would be my guess.
After coming in through the window, you think?
Or
Or-
came in through the window. Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Yeah, no, that's fucking weird.
I'm going to open Altair's texts.
The last text you see is from Aster. I'm going to find the fools. I'm coming to get you. They won't have you, my child. I'll rip them asunder.
I'd switched second to last text.
Second to last text. You see, it's to somebody named Reese. They were apparently working out of town in San Antonio. And the messages go back extensively. And it's not overt flirting, but it's subtextual flirting from both ends.
Oh no.
And they were supposed to meet tonight.
Has he mentioned anyone named Reese to either of you?
This is gonna be the part where you're not surprised when I say I don't really pay attention to what Altair says.
Mood. I don't know that name, but they have definitely been badly flirting with each other for the past few weeks.
Oh,
And that's
Gross.
who he was meeting here. So I'm going to pull that phone number
Okay,
and I'm going to just say it out loud to Madelyn.
got it. 205-555-0105.
and I'm gonna type it in, reverse search the phone number, get as much information as I can.
Oakley dokily.
So, Wits Technology, I guess,
Yeah, what's technology, please?
to severely Google this.
Severely Google. I love it.
That is 5 successes.
Whoo! 5 successes. All right. You reverse search it. It takes a little bit of time, but you're starting to find some pings on different social media. And you find a Reese Willington, freelance computer science and data security analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back, was recently doing some stuff in San Antonio. Some food pictures.
Recent pictures of him in the daylight.
Recent pictures of him in the daylight.
Okay.
And you see one of the most recent selfies was coming back home, and he's wearing a button-down shirt, gray, with purple sewn in symbol says Kraken Technologies. And there's a
I
little
will
Kraken.
I'm gonna search Kraken Tech. I'm gonna show all that to Aaron and Books and be like, this familiar to either of y'all? Kraken Technologies. This guy.
Going off
Okay.
of your previous role, you start searching it up. Kraken Technology seems to be a relatively new company.
Mhm.
It spawned about 3 years ago after a silent investor purchased a division of a military tech company and rebranded as Kraken Technologies and said that they were going to become the premier in cybersecurity for the military, for companies, things of that nature.
I'm gonna show it and go. I don't like the sound of this. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but there are certain humans that are particularly lethal to us. I know you know that, Aaron. Books, I don't know if
Yeah.
you've had the unfortunate pleasure. The FBI are a bunch of bastards.
Storyteller,
Yes,
can I make a wits and streetwise roll
please.
to see if that sounds familiar to me at all from previous travels?
Of course. 3. What was the last town that you were in, Aaron? That you actually like settled down for a bit?
Chicago.
Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Before you moved in Chicago, there had been this Kraken Technologies that had opened up an office. And it seemed that they were in the center of some shady shit, but you had to bug out beforehand. You do know, and you can also see, Madelyn, that they're owned by that the company itself is owned by a woman named Catherine Jorensson.
Mm.
And she's particularly known for being honest, cutthroat, willing to work with people to make sure that things happen, no matter what. Not much is known on her, though.
I'm going to pull out my not burner phone
Okay.
and I'm going to text a friend of mine.
Okay.
Just Kraken Technologies ? Ring a bell.
You get a call back or text back. One moment.
Okay.
Books. What's in awareness?
So,
While I'm waiting for that text, I also transfer Madelyn's number to that phone,
Got it. I'll note
saving
that
it
down.
under the same name.
Perfect. 2.
mm-hmm.
For a moment, it seems odd. There's nobody else around. It's kind of quiet. And then you note, standing behind some bushes and a light post, you see Aster. And then he makes eye contact with you. And he goes, you both look at where Books is looking, and you can clearly see Aster. He's not very well
Yeah,
hid.
is he hiding? Hiding?
It looks like he's trying to hide, but he stands out quite a bit.
What a strange person.
But oh fuck.
I just kind of I'm I'm like, how far away is he?
He's right across the street. He just like
Oh.
sighs, and you see him stride towards you all. Just like walks through the shrubs, goes shit, and strides towards the shrubs and goes, I don't like being seen by the gentry.
Well, we're working on.
I've
know,
learned
the thing
something
that-
new. My
Okay,
dear
what have you
Altair.
learned?
He contacted me again. He's located in one of the spires, in the heart of the city. Said something about being across the street from a hotel and next door to a bar. That's all I was able to suss out.
Can I make a roll?
Go for it.
All right. I'm going to use my lore sheet.
Ooh, excellent.
So based on what I've memorized of the city,
Okay.
I should be able to make a survival roll in -1 difficulty.
That is... Yep. Okay, go for it. Yep.
Just see if I can figure out what building that is based on landmarks.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a wit survival.
Wits? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Six.
6.
With a crit.
There's 3 major hotels downtown. There's the Tutwiler, there's the Ealaton, and there's the Redmont Hotel that you've noticed. The Redmont has a bar on its roof. The Tutwiler has no bars around it. It has a bar inside of it. The Ealaton also has a bar on its roof, but there's also 2 bars next door to it down the street.
It's probably the Ealaton, but it might be... What was the first one you said?
Redmont.
It might be the Redmont.
Probably should have said something earlier to assist, but I mean, I'm pretty familiar with the city as well. Like, would I be able to offer any more?
Yeah, give me a streetwise and wits. Three? It's definitely not the Tutwiler. And the Redmont, as you know, there's no tall buildings next to it. There's some down the street, but like there's a parking lot across the street, and there's a parking deck next door to it, like on either side of it. And there's a church at its back. So if Altair was hearing something from a bar down the street, it was probably Ealaton. It's probably a building beside the Ealaton. And there are buildings next door across the street that are like abandoned, that are a part of the Renew Birmingham project, or Revive Birmingham project.
Okay, well, it is probably not the Tutwiler.
Oh, yeah. Right. There's no bars there. I don't know. You know the city better than I do. I just know landmarks. Should we check both, or?
It's probably what's the Ealaton? I forgot.
Ealaton?
Ealaton.
Yeah, that was, yeah. There's a bunch of bars right around that one.
Right.
Mercenaries. We can split it down the middle. You go check the Ealaton,
Yes.
and I shall go to the
Yes.
Redmont.
Perfect. Yes, that sounds like a great plan.
Excellent. I'm glad you agree with me, Leatherclad One. Madelyn, what say you?
Yep, sounds like a great plan.
I'm glad that we're... Oh, wait, of course, the most important member of your band, of course. Books. Do you agree?
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
By
Let's
Jove,
do it.
I knew I could count on you.
I'm so glad you do, most important member.
I thought Watson was the most important member.
That's
This
fair.
Watson, who is this? A Watson to a Holmes?
Later.
Yeah, sure.
A Sherlock Holmes. I shall go to the mountain
Time is of
Red.
the essence.
Time is of the essence, that's right.
Yes.
My child awaits.
Let's ride.
Let's ride! And you see him run back towards the park.
Yep. While all that was also happening, I text Madelyn from my actual phone
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and just say, add this number.
I'm
Noted.
just gonna check and just
Add this number.
text back. Who the fuck is this?
I just turned. Yeah.
Oh. And Madelyn is going to file his name under P.
P.
Mm-hmm.
And you all make your way towards the Eagleton Hotel downtown?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes.
We're coming up on a break. Trust me, we are coming up on a break. But before that, Altair. Father Frank is leaning towards you and says, "Tell me about the leather-clad one." What do you know of him?
I mean, he just recently came to the city not too long ago.
Interesting. Would you be surprised if I told you that we knew of him? Before.
Oh. Really? I guess, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I guess it's a little surprising.
He did something that made one of our members very, very angry. Something that is almost unforgivable. But Ivar, in his infinite wisdom, has said that it would be for the best if we offered an olive branch of sorts. And I'm inclined to agree.
What did he do?
You see, that's something that our dear Luca will not say. He's very tight-lipped about it, ruffled under his fur, so to speak. Destroyed something, took something, it doesn't matter. It's all in the past. The past is the past. Luke 6:37 says, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." And I tell that to Luca all the time. Luca acquiesces, but sometimes forgets. Where is the leather-clad one now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't. I mean, he could be anywhere.
Are you lying? I'm asking a storyteller.
Is that in character question?
Yeah, are you lying?
I mean, I think he honestly doesn't know, but he is purposely not being truthful.
Give me manipulation
So that
subterfuge.
That might be considered lying.
Because you do know the
Okay,
last place
I
he
can
was
do
at.
this.
Yeah,
Yes, and he was purposely not saying that place.
yeah.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that is 6 successes with a crit.
He sits back and puts his hands in front of you. Do you see these? And he holds up his hands, and you see that there are holes through his hands, that there's blood flowing out. Are you familiar with the stigmata?
I've heard of it, yes.
I keep myself at a state to which that I do not sup or drink from the blood of the innocent, to remind myself of the curse that I bear. But sometimes, Altair, it gets really, really hard to fight those urges. I might be inclined to believe you for that, but I want to let you know. Do not anger me. Though the Lord is known for his forgiveness and his gentleness, he is also equally known for his wrath. I am but an instrument of that wrath, but I'd much rather be an instrument of that goodwill. So you truly do not know where he is, a member of your own coterie?
I haven't seen him.
Fair enough. The hooded one. What do you know about her?
I mean, she's nice and resourceful, and he just starts listing off like these like personality traits, like nothing about her history or anything.
Seems like we are going to be here all night, Altair. But it's okay. And he stands up and he moves the chair aside. I've got nothing but time. Can I show you something? He stands up and he comes towards you. And he is adjusting his sleeves and he goes, please do try to be respectful about this. And he takes the cap off of his head and he looks directly at you. And you see, blink a little bit, a third eye on his forehead. And looks directly at you. I've been very forthright with you, Altair. I think it's time you work with me a little bit more. And we are going to go to a break. It's going to be a very quick break, a 5-minute break, but we shall be right back. So do not go anywhere. Thank you all. Oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 no. And we're back. The second half of our Iron City by Night season finale for season 1. Altair, how do you react to Father Frank showing you what he has shown you?
Well, I imagine I've never seen something like this before in real life. Do I know what it is?
You can go
I mean,
ahead.
I add a character No.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me an intelligence academics or intelligence occult. Either one.
Ooh, okay. I'm maybe good at this. Four successes.
There are you've read about and you're kind of documenting about when you were trying to figure out what was happening to you a while back. You came across that there was members of your society. Some that had tragedy befall them. They're called the Salubri. And it seemed like they were trying to achieve Golconda by following their progenitor. But due to the state that they were in, some other things involved, they were all but wiped out. It seems. That's what you can get with that amount. You might have to study them more. But it seems you've got one right in front of you.
I think he tries to not look super like surprised or shocked because this nice man was just like, don't like, don't judge me as he revealed this very personal thing to him. And did he say anything? I can't remember. It was like 5 whole minutes ago.
He just said, I've please don't judge me. I've shown you this about myself. I've been forthright. I ask that you do the same.
And I think Altair, he nods and he looks away. He looks down at he's sitting in a chair, so at his lap.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I understand.
Do you? Do you know what I am? Do you know what it means if any of your government figured out I was here? It would mean my end. I'd be hunted. I'd probably be studied by your seneschal, taken apart, like the rest of his experiments. Yes, we do know about those. We do quite a bit of extensive study before we move into some place. Studying it, make sure that it's proper for where we're going to put down our roots. Did you know about those, Altair?
The experiments?
Mm-hmm. In the basement of his haven.
I didn't. I'm not really involved in politics.
Not involved in politics. Spoken like a true grad student. Altair, do we have an accord?
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't really have much of a choice now, do I?
You do. You always have a choice. Everyone on this planet has a choice. Everyone in the night, everyone in the day. All the creatures that roam have a choice. Altair, you have a choice. And he steps up to you, and he brings your chin up to look at him. You have a choice, Altair. And he lets go.
I just want to go back to my friends.
You just want to go back to your friends, Altair? Well, you're going to go back to your friends. They're going to find you one way or another. The clock's ticking. He looks at his watch and he goes, about 7 hours till sunrise. It's not that big of a city, so I'm sure they'll find you. I'm sure they're doing it right now. Though, there might be some hurdles they have to jump through if they do find you. That gives us enough time. I just want to hear a few little words out of your mouth. I've told you who's coming. I've told you what we want to do. I want to know that you understand exactly what's going to be happening in the coming months.
And Altair kind of pauses for a moment as the flashes of images from the various visions that he's had of this man kind of play back in his mind. And he looks down and he says, I think I have a pretty good idea.
You have an excellent idea. I can see it on your face, Altair. Your face is a beautiful tapestry of the emotion that you convey. And I know for a fact that you can read people. You understood Darling Reese. Listened to him. Laughed with him. Don't worry. He's not toying with you or anything. He actually does truly care about you. But, seeing as he is an employee of ours, we do keep his phone monitored. He really has no idea that we wanted to speak to you. It was just by chance and providence, the grace of the gods above and below and all around us, that you were brought to our doorstep with a little bow.
Please don't hurt him.
Oh dear. I know that one of ours did manage to conk him out. It's quite brutal. I wish that they would learn other means of handling things, something with a more subtle touch. But I promise you, we don't hurt them. They're precious to us. We've gone through so much bloodshed, terror, strife, that it's actually one of our main tenets that we do not harm the mortals. They don't understand us, Altair. But that doesn't mean that they don't deserve to live. They're not pawns to be manipulated like the Camarilla would believe. And they're not something worthy to live side by side like the Anarch would believe. But they're definitely not cattle like the Sabbat used to believe. They have possibility. Ivar wants to hone that possibility. But he wants to do it in a place that has potential. Birmingham, Alabama is a crossroads. It is a connecting line between Nashville, New Orleans, Atlanta, and other cities. What we want to do is create a new Carthage here. We want this to become a shining example of kindred and kind working together, living with each other, experiencing life with each other. We don't have to live in the shadows, and they don't have to live in fear. We own the night, they own the day. The dividing line is just as thus. We keep to ourselves, they keep to themselves, and maybe, Down the line, we can learn to work with each other, to live and grow. Doesn't that sound much more bountiful than what your Camarilla is doing? And he's getting in a soapbox kind of thing. You have your finger on the pulse of how a lot of people react out there. And this guy, you see that he's given this speech before. He's in oratory mode. All I am asking of you is to tell your friends that we're coming, but to call off their investigation. Better yet, blame it on someone else. We will deliver you someone. Like a pig at a feast. Say, this is the one that has been butchering your kindred. This is the one that has been flaying them and leaving runes about. Put them in a false sense of security until the time for us to move happens. And we don't want to make it violent, but we are prepared to do that. The reason why we came to you, Altair, instead of the brash one, or the one on the motorcycle, or the newborn, is because you understand people. We've seen it.
Does that seem genuine?
Go ahead and roll me a wits insight, please. And you can use your specialty as well, if you have it on insight.
Ooh, I do.
Mm-hmm.
4 successes.
From what you can tell, if this is a lie, or if what he's saying is a lie, he's fully bought into it. Bought and sold. And he's definitely not lying about seeing you connect with people and understand people. You don't know what that means, but they've seen you before. So what do you say, Altair?
I think that he kind of looks up at the father as he's giving this big speech in this big oration, as you might say, and then when he finishes, he kind of looks down and he says, I understand. I'll tell them.
Perfect. I hope we get to see each other again soon, Altair. You three. You're heading to the Ealaton. You pull up on both of your bikes across the street, and the Ealaton is on the heaviest corner on Earth, or what it's called, deemed in downtown. It's where the John Hand building, the Ealaton Hotel, another building that's abandoned, and another building that's abandoned meet on an intersection. So you have the John Hand building on one corner. Diagonal from that is the Ealaton Hotel with its white marble and it's lights shining on it. You can hear people from a rooftop bar up above. And then you have on the other side, diagonal from each other, these two abandoned tall buildings. And they're both very tall. They're about at least 20 feet tall, 20 stories tall, not 20 feet tall. Down the street, you can hear there's a local barcade that you've kind of ridden by before. Books, you've been there before. It's called Paramount. But you can hear people drinking and carousing and having a good time down there. What are you three doing?
I immediately just look up at the buildings and try to get a gauge for. So, how did he describe what the kids told him?
Be more specific.
So Was it like a in between a bar and a hotel? Is that what was said?
From
Yeah.
how he described, it's across the street from a hotel, and there's a bar down the street. Was how it was described.
There's our hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just trying to get which building do I think it would be from that like description?
Go ahead and
Geometrically.
roll me streetwise and wits.
Gladly. 3.
It's going to be the one directly across the street that. So to say that they're in an intersection, right?
Mhm.
Right here is an abandoned building.
Yep.
Right here is the Ealaton abandoned building. John Hand. It's probably this one in this bottom quadrant right here, directly across the street from the Ealaton.
That one. That one right
About
there.
22 stories tall. You see that the bottom floor has been boarded up with boards of signs that say Revive Beeham, the Revive Beeham Project. You see a picture of the mayor, Randall Woodfin, standing with his arms crossed. Somebody has drawn graffiti over it that says liar and sellout around it. And you see a lot of the floors have been boarded up, but at the very top, it seems that the top 3 floors don't have any boards on the windows.
Of course, it's all the way the fuck up there.
Go ahead, all 3 of you, give me a wits and awareness check.
Do I think that activating heightened senses would be a negative with all the bars and activity, or would it benefit?
It would probably benefit because you're not right up close to them.
I turn it on.
Perfect. 5, 1. Books, the windows, and you've grown up here all the time, but the windows kind of form all together. They all kind of seem the same, especially in these 2 buildings. They've been abandoned for a long time, and there's been talks of renovating them, and they just haven't been renovated yet. Seems that it's just started renovation, though. Aaron and Madelyn, you look up at the top of this building, and for a moment, you see like a light kind of dancing a little bit in the very top floor, in the very center, as if someone's moving in front of a light.
Top floor.
Yeah, I see it too.
Okay. We need a way in that's inconspicuous. Do you know this area? I turn and look at books.
I mean, I'm familiar with the area. I don't know the specifics of, any of these buildings.
Okay.
There are series you would know books just going off of you having lived here your whole life. A lot of these buildings downtown, they have alleyways. Not all of them do, but some of them, these tall buildings definitely do. Some of them have been fenced off, though, with this whole renovation project because the homeless in the area have been trying to sneak into these buildings and everything.
But yeah, there's alleyways. There's probably side entrances, back entrances. I mean, that's pretty common. But
All right.
other than that,
What do you think?
Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
storyteller,
Mm-hmm.
the 20th floor, where the windows are open?
Yes.
You think my soaring leap can get me up there?
You're probably going to have to top twice, but you probably could get up there.
Okay. Soaring leap's a free action, so
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would probably look about halfway up and then look to
Mhm.
Aaron and be like, you got a way to knock out that window?
Not quietly.
I don't give a shit if it's quiet.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
think about it for a second. Might be easier if I do it from the inside.
If we can get inside, then I don't need to do that. Or I can just put myself through that window, whichever you think is best.
I would prefer you didn't do that. I think there's probably a way in. There's probably a way in down here.
Books, what do your elf eyes see?
I understood that reference.
Good job, old man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not. Like I said, I think there's probably a side entrance. I'm not sure what you have in mind.
You know what? I have a feeling I know what she had in mind. Follow me. I just crossed the street over to it.
Cross the street over to it?
To an alley
Okay.
next to it and start going down it. I want to take a good look around while I do, though.
Go ahead and give me a wits awareness check.
I'm going to rouse, actually.
Okay.
Which I pass, which means I am still at 0 hunger.
Excellent.
What is the makeup of this building? The architecture.
It was definitely built in around the 60s. Brick. Yeah, it's not all glass. It's brick with windows.
Brick was what I needed to know.
As you start making your way down the alleyway, you realize that there used to be a fence here, but it seems that it's been cut away.
Recently?
Recently. You also see that there's a garage door down further a little bit in the alleyway that's connected to this building.
I'm going to keep an eye out for security cameras and anything that looks like it's out of place.
As soon as you think to look at that, you look up and you see that there's a security camera that's right across the alleyway from the garage door that's pointed at the alley that you came down, and the red light is on.
Can it see me currently?
Seems to be.
Okay. I'm going to make a mental note of that and then keep walking until I go past it.
Got it. You start walking past it, past the garage door.
Yep.
Are you moving
Just
with
casually.
him, Madelyn, and Books?
I'm staying decently close to Aaron. I still have on Mask of a Thousand Faces, so I'm still pretty nondescript looking.
Perfect.
Yeah, I will definitely follow pretty closely.
I just walk casually down the alley and then past the camera so that I'm on the other side of it.
Perfect. Altair. He looks at you and he goes, "That's all I want. That's all we all want. Just don't interfere with what we're trying to do. Is there anything that you want of me?"
And he kind of pauses for a moment, and then he gets this kind of sheepish like expression on his face, and he's like, "Well, I guess I don't really know that much about your clan."
Well, if you and your friends play nice, I would love to teach you more. Excuse me, sir. What? And you hear from a corner of the room, there's a loudspeaker. The other ones have arrived on site. What do you want us to do? Don't hinder them. Let them move. If they come across any of you, defend yourselves. But Let them make their way up. Once they're inside the building, mobilize yourselves and leave. What about yourself? I'll find my own way out. Are you sure, sir? Positive. Turns back to you. Seems like they found you. And he looks at the windows. He goes, in such a fast pace, too. They must really care about you.
I guess.
I would like to sit here with you and wait. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. If that's what you want. Altair sounds a little confused.
Do you like Shakespeare, Altair?
It's okay. I've read some, yeah.
My favorite is Measure for Measure. To lie in cold obstruction and to rot. The sensible, warm motion to become a kneaded clod, and the delighted spirit to bathe in fiery floods, or to reside in thrilling region of thick, ribbed ice. To be imprisoned in the viewless winds, and blown with restless violence round about the pendant world. You're starting to realize that this is the exact same speech that Silverson gave you on Halloween. Exact same lines. You three, what are we doing? You've moved past the camera?
Yep. And then I'm gonna stop. Does this look like the only entrance?
Seems to be. That's not boarded up completely. You could probably rip the boards up, but the garage door seems to be it. Or Madelyn has said she could hop up. Some of the windows on the lower levels are broken that you can see on this backside, as if somebody's been throwing bottles or rocks or what have you as a means. It seems like there was a spot where there used to be a fire escape, but it's been taken down, probably in hopes to prevent homeless from sneaking up.
All right, I'm gonna try the door. I say that out loud, and then I go do it.
Suit yourself.
Garage door, it's... Give me a strength and athletics roll. And it starts to give, and you can feel it working against motors as Aaron is pulling up this garage door. And it's fighting back against you. But soon you hear a chain break, and then you can push it up freely.
Ooh, so manly.
Then after you.
I'm going to activate feral weapons as we walk in and extend my
Okey-dokey.
nails out into claws.
Perfect. You do certainly love to see it.
I am hungrier, so I am now at 3 hunger.
And I'm going to do something that they haven't seen me do before and activate Silence of Death.
And the motorcycle boots that Aaron was wearing stop clomping against the concrete. Books, are you doing anything to prepare?
Um, are we inside now? Did we or
You're making your way
Is it-
down.
Heading
There's an incline down you can see. The lights are on. It seems like it's an underground parking area.
well, just for now, I just stay close and try to keep my wits about me and pay attention.
Perfect. You three make your
And
way down. Yeah.
seeing Aaron activating Silence of Death, Madelyn is gonna narrow her eyes at her, and I will also activate Silence of Death.
All right. They both get quieter. And Books are just like, there's a weird tension between these two. Give me a wits insight, Books.
What's insight to tell if smoshed?
Mm.
That's 0 successes. I enjoy the fact that Books is completely clueless.
Just oblivious.
Perfect. It's perfect.
In fact, there would never be anything. You kind of thought about it before, but they're like they hate each other way too much. And at first you thought that was like kind of like a toying kind of thing between those two, but no. They're really just trying to one up each other. Like, and it's unhealthy.
Mm-hmm. As we move into the parking garage, I'm going to take another look around for cameras, any people, obviously, anyone hiding.
What's awareness? As you make your way down this incline,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I rolled 4 zeros.
and you turn and you stop and you have your pistol out, I'm assuming.
Yeah, as we were walking, I checked for cameras first.
Yeah, check for. Okay, you're looking around the cameras, and there doesn't seem to be any inside here.
Okay, then when I don't see any cameras, I pull out my 1911 and I check it. As I'm looking around, I just kind of
Look around, and there doesn't seem to be any other cars in this parking deck, except for one lone Cadillac. Seems to be like a late 70s model, early 80s. And it's just sitting beside a door in what seems to be a security booth that has tinted over windows.
and I just raise 2 fingers like this and point at it. And then do this, like gesture towards Books and then gesture towards like going around the other side. And hope he gets the gist of it because Aaron's like, he does it and then realizes like, not everyone understands military hand signals. Okay.
Make your way through, over. How are you approaching the car?
Aaron's going to walk right up behind it.
Right up behind it?
Mm-hmm.
Put your hand on it. Slightly warm. It's been sitting here for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Nobody inside it.
I'm going to check the trunk.
Give me a larceny, dexterity. Dexterity larceny. Sorry.
Four.
Real quick, you pull out your knife and just put it up against it, and then you just pop it real quick, and then turn, and then lift open the trunk. And you see there's a tire iron, there's a car jack, there's some rags, and you see there is a baseball bat, and then there's a small little puddle of dried blood towards the end where it seems that somebody has bled.
Like waves them to come up and look.
Madelyn's gonna come over, keeping her clawed hands out kind of away from the car to not leave any marks on it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, with the pistol, point at the blood.
It's not completely dried, but seems like it's getting that tacky phase.
Is this Altair?
We both have silence of death up.
Oh fuck.
Mhm.
I'm whispering it. Stage
Yeah.
whisper.
Well, earlier
Books?
I was able to smell Altair.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happening again?
Go ahead and give me a wits investigation.
That's 0 again. I'm not great at this.
Certainly blood. Certainly blood. Could be. It's close. It's close to that scent. You definitely smell Altair around here.
I'm just gonna walk over to the door.
Walk over to the door. Pull it open.
Yep. Yep.
Unlocked.
Carefully pull
Carefully.
it open.
Your gun out. Open the door. And you see fluorescent lit hallway. 4 doors on either side of it, and at the very end of it seems to be a freight elevator. There are cameras in this hallway, going off of your 11 from previously. You can see it. It's at the far end. It's there's one above you, and there's one at the far end, by the freight elevator.
Okay. I step back around so I'm not within line of sight of those 2 cameras, and I'm going to drop Silence of Death and just say, there's 2 cameras. There's a freight elevator at the end. We could take it up. I look at Madelyn. I can also go in invisible. Books, you want to go up by yourself? And I say that very sarcastically.
Sure.
Okay.
That'll be easiest for everybody.
The cameras will see us when we go through, so there's no reason to not do it until we get into the elevator.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and make that as a doing a unseen passage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Go ahead and give me those rouse checks.
I'm having a bad night.
Madelyn. You tasted them before. You can taste them again.
I'm at 4.
You have Carson still on your lips, but you need to purge that out. Have a little bit of Aaron. I'm sure he tastes even more delicious on the inside. And you keep yourself from doing it, but it's there. Books, you're all of a sudden by yourself.
Still not used to that.
Yeah. And I passed mine again.
Okay, perfect. You 3 make your way down the hallway. Quietly, slowly. Get to the freight elevator. You all 3 step on. There is a series of buttons ranging from 1 to 22. Which one do you press, Books?
I will press 22.
Press 22. You can hear the freight elevator whirring to life. And you close the grate and ride the way up.
Once he does, and we start going up, I'm going to move to the far right side of the elevator.
Far right side. I'm assuming, Madelyn, you're alternating that? You're mirroring that?
Yes.
Well, she wouldn't be able to see me.
Oh,
Yeah, I have no idea.
shit. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can't see each other. So I'm gonna be on the side closest to books.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, y'all are flanking the entrance. Altair. Frank is just sitting there, reading from his book, silently waiting when you hear an elevator motor moving. And he
I
goes,
think really quickly, like at some point while he was quiet, I think Altair would have asked if I wanted to contact you like in the future, how would I do that?
I'll be at St. Peter's Cathedral. It's downtown, it's right down the street. It's a quaint little church. You can't miss it. You can find me there. I'll be in the diocese. So that you don't have to walk into the church. I don't want you to erupt into flames.
Thanks.
Of course. Always like to look out for each other. And then you hear the elevator word, and he goes, "Ah, here they are." And he closes his book. And he stands up from his chair. And he walks over closer to one of the windows facing across from the elevator. And he looks over at you. And he goes, "Altair, if anything happens,
Yes.
I will defend myself. But I'm not trying to harm you, and I'm not trying to harm your friends. It has been a pleasure speaking with you this evening. And I do look forward to seeing you. I hope that we can become friends at some point and understand each other."
Yeah.
I left a knife by your chair, by the way, so that they'll be able to release you from your bonds. It's been there the whole time.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
And he turns and he looks at the elevator. You three, the elevator ride is tense as you're waiting, and then it stops. Books. You open the grate and the door, and you three see Altair sitting bound by rope in a metal chair, folding chair. There's a light shining on him, and you see a silhouette that's illuminated by moonlight and the lights of the city. Seems to be a priest of some sort. He's wearing vestments that seem Catholic in nature, but he's wearing a lot of accoutrement. He's holding a book. He's got a hat on that looks like an old 1800 or 1700s cardinal, Old English maybe, 1600s potentially. And he looks at you books. And he goes, my. You must be the newborn."
And who are you?
"You can call me Father Frank Wesley. I'm new in town. I hope you don't mind that we borrowed your friend here. Altair has been a thrilling conversationalist."
Actually, that's not okay at all. Yeah, I'm here to take my friend back home.
Of course.
So the sooner we can go ahead and get that done, that'll be great.
That's perfectly fine.
While they're talking,
Mm-hmm.
I activate Silence of Death again.
Perfect.
Tree, and I just move quickly across the room to the side of that guy, not like directly next to him, but
Okay, but to the side of so
Madelyn, Madelyn has also, with Silence of Death and the feral weapons still out, moved behind him.
Can you two give me a willpower check, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm.
He bothers you, Aaron. There's something about him, both of you bothers you, but you're focused. There's something off about him. and it doesn't feel good.
Mm.
It kind of burns, and the beast is kind of roiling in your stomach. You feel it. I do
I
apologize.
just take aim.
Got it. I do apologize, Books. Can I call you Books?
Yes, that's my name.
I represent a new entity in town. He's very, very eager to meet you all. I just had to convey an introduction to your friend Altair here. I'm sure Altair can tell you everything about our conversation. I do hope you do, Altair. As for myself, I do wish that your other two compatriots could be here so we could all meet and talk and break bread with one another.
This is a poor way to set up a meeting.
Well, you don't really have a secretary that I can meet with, and with all the surveillance in your domain, we didn't want to seem like we were attacking. We saw an opportunity and we struck, and I do apologize for my associates and how rough they were with Altair. It did not please me, and they shall be talked to accordingly.
If you didn't want to seem like you're attacking, you failed at that. Can we go ahead and get him untied and
Yeah.
all that?
Please, by all means. He points to the chair.
I would like to, given that I'm at 4 hunger, make a strength and brawl check.
Okay.
That would be 5.
Okay.
I'm going to sink my claws into his shoulder, breaking my unseen passage, and force him down to his knees.
Excellent.
So just coming out of it, just slamming him down and holding him there with my claws in his shoulder.
You do so. And as you do that, he goes, ah! And he goes down to his knees, and he goes, there you are.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I'm going to walk over and press the barrel of my pistol against his head and drop everything at the same time. Once she says that.
And I'm gonna go run and try to release Altair.
You go to it. There's a knife conveniently right beside the chair. You go ahead and undo the bonds. He's right there with the pistol pointed at his head and claws in his shoulder. And he goes, this isn't very sporting, but I should have expected this.
Neither is kidnapping someone that didn't do nothing to you. Now, what's this fucking about?
Altair can tell you.
No, you can fucking tell me.
Listen to the lady.
Gentle, gentle. I represent a new entity in town. Someone that's trying to make things better for this city.
Who?
Can you tell them, Altair?
I think
Altair.
he like looks at them and he says his name is Ivar. I've seen him in visions.
Madelyn's gonna tighten her grip.
Gentle, gentle.
No.
And I just kind of push his head back the other way.
I want full answers and I want them now. You took Altair and that's all I give a fuck about right now.
You have him back. We were going to give him back. You found him so quickly.
You took him in the first place, so I want fucking answers.
Are you his parents or something? He's a grown man. He can speak for himself.
And you can speak for yourself, or I'll take your voice box and find the answers in it.
That would not be a good idea, my dear Madelyn.
Why
then
is
do
that?
please enlighten me, Padre.
Because if I don't come back to speak to my employer, then that dear underground labyrinth of yours will be filled with cement, and your secrets will be brought to light before your precious Primogen Council.
I actually turn and look at her when he says that.
Madelyn is purposely not looking at Aaron, but she knows he's looking. Why did you have to kidnap Altair to do this?
Because I wanted to put a point across.
That you can kidnap us. Good fucking job.
Mm-hmm. And we did.
And look where it got you.
I know exactly where I am.
I tapped the pistol against his skull.
Altair, did I injure you at all during this whole endeavor?
No,
There was blood.
it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was his people who worked for him.
Okay. Just
What do
taking
you
orders as an
want?
excuse.
Also, dear Altair has a proclivity to crying. I think you might have all seen it. My associates did not harm a single hair on Altair's head. That was clear. That was made clear to them.
Okay, they made him cry. That's good enough for me. Continue answering the questions.
I represent a man named Ivar. He's come to your town to dismantle your precious Camarilla and to institute something new. Gentle, gentle.
Mm-mm. Yeah, see, that's not going to work for me. I rather like sitting pretty as I am now.
With the boot on the throats of those beneath you.
The only
Sitting
way
in
to
your
be
tunnel.
shitting in high cotton around here.
Shitting in high cotton. You do know that that rolls downhill, don't you?
Indeed, and currently you're lower than I am.
No, my dear girl, I'm enlightened. I'm higher than you shall ever be.
Deeper. I'm going to dig down to about the first knuckle.
Okay.
Into his arm, into his shoulders.
Okay.
Does anything he's saying ring a bell to me?
Go ahead and give me a wits insight.
I think also, by the way, as you're doing that, Altair's looking over at Maddie and the priest, and he's just staring, like specifically where that claw is like digging into the shoulder and like blood is coming out.
When you're in Chicago, Aaron, there was a new player in the field. Somebody that was going around and asking questions and that made themselves present at court. His name's Ivar. And he came from New York City, and he was just wanting to see the city. That's all you really know.
Did I ever get a look at him?
Didn't get a look at him. You weren't around. Around that time, you were getting ready to run. Get out of there.
Have I received a reply to my previous text?
Yeah.
Pull out my phone, make sure that he can't see it, and just look. Gun pressed against his head.
Kraken, Shadow Company, Kindred owned.
I just reply, Ivar, question mark.
Few minutes. Or not a few minutes, few seconds. C. S-I. C.
Can I use Sense the Beast to see if I can just get like a sense of his state? Like, is he...
Most definitely. Yeah, go ahead and give me that good animalism and I think it's wits and animalism, right?
Resolve.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, and animalism. And that rouse check.
And should I be, with how much blood I imagine I'm getting on my hand at Hunger 4?
Go ahead and give me a
be...
willpower. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask willpower or comp resolve.
Ooh, comp resolve, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Thank you for the correction.
And then I will just reply, should I be concerned?
2 for books, and then what do you get, Madelyn? 4. You want to taste them. He smells sweet. He smells decadent. He smells like the sweetest, like, funnel cake at a fair or sweet tea. It's been so long since you've had sweet tea. He smells so succulent and sweet, tasty, like a snack. But you're able to keep yourself steady. 2, he's kindred, definitely kindred, and he's calm as can be. Even with the claws digging in his shoulder, he's as calm, unnervingly calm. What was your question, dear Aaron?
I text back, should I be concerned?
Yes.
I reply, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I slide my phone back into my pocket.
Altair, will you please tell your dear friends what I told you, the offer that I made? I think it's best coming from your lips. I tend to get injured every time I do.
Right. He wanted us to know that they're coming. They're coming to the city and that we should stop our investigation.
For what? Why? Why should we even bother to do anything they say?
Because we're not the enemy.
Then what are you claiming to offer?
Carthage.
Madelyn's going to not sink the claws further, but get a grip on the
collarbone region. Yeah. Muscles.
You had to get a good handle on it. What the fuck did you just say?
Carthage. Unity. Understanding. Higher living. No longer letting ourselves be at the whims of the beast. No longer feeling like we have to step on the backs of others to make ourselves better. Equality. Justice. I'll have you note that the only people that we've injured are those that deserved it. Those that have terrorized and fed upon the local populace of this city.
Arguably, I've done the same. And yet here we are.
And yet here we are.
One of us believing in fucking fairy tales of Carthage. You give your pretty little idea to the Ventru and Bruja. Let's see what they think about Carthage.
Please don't. I don't need to hear that diatribe again.
Once you and they see what I've seen, it'll make sense.
And what have you seen?
Beauty. Fairness. Justice. Tranquility. Are you familiar with the saga of Olaf Haraldsson?
I skipped that day in Viking class.
Chapter 148. A rotten branch will be found in every tree. Do you know what that means?
I think I'm holding on to yours.
That no matter the strength of the roots or the bark or the vibrancy of the leaves, there is always a rotten part of the tree. And what do we do with rotten parts of trees? Do we let them fester and spread? Or do we remove them?
We prune them.
We prune them.
What do you want from us? And don't just say to stop investigating. Why?
I want you to understand us, and I want to understand you. I started to already understand Altair, and we had a very good conversation. And I want you to speak with him and the rest of us, and I want you to see what we see, and I want you to read what we've read, and I want you to feel what we felt.
Why are you fucking with us? There's plenty of people, as you've said yourself, much more important than us in a lot of ways. So
Because
why?
you're in close with your pauper prince.
That wasn't fucking hard. Why really?
Because you've been given a lot of power in this area.
Yeah, and that doesn't make any fucking sense either. So again, why us?
Because you can go places that others can't, and you can get into ears that others can't whisper into.
You want us to be your little messenger birds.
I want you to be our little messenger birds, and I want you to join our flock. More than birds.
I got no interest in flocks.
Well, you're
I
already
fancy
part of one.
myself a shepherd.
You can be that too if you want to. There's room for everyone in what we're planning. I just think it would be a waste of potential.
Books, you see, the problem with Kindred Society is that unfortunately we carry a lot of the shit that we have in our human life, including some dumbass zealots that think they can relive the old days and make things magical and happy in fields of flowers again. But please, books, I know this is a lot, as it has been since the day you were embraced. Don't listen to dumb shits like this.
He looks over at you, Books.
He clearly went to a different church than I did.
Didn't we all?
I've gone to a lot of different churches.
Yeah, and also with you, motherfucker.
Can I get a read on Altair?
Yeah. What's insight? Altair, are you trying to mask your emotions or anything? Are you bare?
No, I think he's pretty open to reading.
Aaron?
Yes.
Altair?
So I think you can tell that he's very conflicted. Whether it was because of what the father has told him, or just because of this kind of rather violent way of getting their answers. He's kind of conflicted, but he is not speaking up one way or the other. Like, he's not telling his friends to stop, but he's also not joining them in questioning.
So tell me, Hounds of Justice, do you mean to kill me right here? Do you mean to bring me before your council? Or are you going to let me walk out of this building?
I fancy that there's plenty of middle ground in there for everybody. And Madelyn is going to non-fatally rip a chunk out of his shoulder.
Okay.
She's going to remove her claws in a way that pulls flesh and muscle with it.
You pull that, and he yelps, and he cries out.
If he goes to fall, I catch him.
He does.
Just reach out and I grab him by his uninjured shoulder.
By his uninjured shoulder. And he looks up at you, and he goes, "But thus saith Jehovah, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contendeth with thee, and I will save thy children." Are you the prey, or are you the mighty, Aaron?
I'm on the sidelines.
Run on back to your master.
And you see that he's starting to cry a little bit at his corners, adding more to the blood that you've already seen on his face. I shall. And I will tell him that you have let me be delivered uninjured. And he touches his and winces at his shoulder. You know where to find me, Altair. Thank you for the conversation. I truly enjoy it. Books. Madelyn. Aaron. Go with whoever you pray with, or to. And he turns and he picks up his book and he walks over to the elevator. And he goes to the elevator and he presses a button. And he goes, as it's starting to lower down, I hope to be seeing you all again.
Oh, you will.
I look forward to it.
And
it lowers down.
As soon as he's gone, I holstered my pistol when he was walking away, but as soon as he's gone, I turn and I just reach out a hand and I put it against Madelyn's arm to prevent her from leaving.
As he walked out, Madelyn dropped feral weapons, but she's still idly, nervous tick cleaning her hands.
Go ahead and reduce 1 hunger.
Thank you. Down to 3.
Thanks, guys, for coming.
Yeah. We should get out of here, but what the fuck happened?
What do you mean? They kidnapped me. What?
Yeah, from a coffee shop that you didn't tell anyone you were going to. Not to be your dad, but let us know when you're leaving, when there's a serial killer wandering around.
Yeah, well, you guys were kind of busy.
And? Not a text?
I wasn't going to interrupt you guys.
It's you have a phone. I know, and I pull it out of my pocket and I hand it back to you.
I'm fine. I can handle myself.
Clearly not.
They didn't hurt me.
We just had to deal with Aster scared half to shit.
Pleasant fellow, by the way.
He was looking for you. He was scared and worried. You have to be more careful, Altair. People actually give a fuck about you. That may be new for you.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, well, guess what? It is for me fucking too. So no more leaving without telling us where you're going.
I think you see he very purposely just turns around so that his back is facing all of you, and you see him raise a hand and he's like, fine, it's fine.
Can you two give us a second?
Who are you directing that towards?
Books and Altair.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever. And Altair raises an arm to wipe his eyes and walks towards.
As we
the
walk off,
elevator.
I look over to Altair and I say, "Hey, glad you're okay."
Yeah, thanks. Sorry I didn't tell you guys where I'm going. I'll make sure to tell you guys everything I do from now on.
I mean, you can do whatever you want as far as I'm concerned. But I'm just happy that you're still in one piece. That's all that matters.
Altair gives he glances over at Bucks for a moment, and he gives him a smile and is like, yeah, I thanks for coming, really.
Of course.
Elevator starts moving as it goes back up. You can hear it coming back up.
Caught that. Can we have a quick conversation about something?
What?
How hungry are you?
More than I've been in months.
I pull my leather jacket off of one arm and pull up the sleeve of the hoodie I'm wearing underneath it.
No.
It's better than you feeding off of someone in a box, regardless of what they did. Because what if you don't have that food source anymore?
I've been fine for 2 years.
Uh-huh. Hiding in the basement of a fucking whatever the fuck that building is.
It's comfortable.
Uh-huh. And you're not there anymore.
Look, tonight was a fluke. They took Altair and we had to get him back.
And you just almost lost your shit and then started cleaning your hand.
No sense letting it go.
I'm not doing this lightly. I told you why I had an issue with the way you feed.
That's why I'm not doing it.
I'm offering.
And Madelyn is going to lean in and feed from Aaron.
Madelyn, I'm going to have you give me a willpower check. Difficulty is 3 successes. Aaron, I need you to give me a rouse check, please.
No problem. I pass.
Excellent.
Again.
5 successes. The beast wants more, but you go ahead and take in. How much are you taking?
2.
2?
So I go back down to 1.
Go back down to 1. Aaron? You passed your rouse check, but...
I'm at 0.
You're at 0? Oh, that's right, yeah, because you had a sippy sip. Go to 1 hunger.
Okay.
Add a bond strength 1 between you two. What are we doing?
Does the elevator get up?
Elevator stops. It's there. Just gotta open the doors and go on.
I lean over to Altair and I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, I mean it. If you really trust someone, you can. There's a lot of and Altair kind of swallows hard and he purposely looks away. There's a lot of emotions attached to it. It can be hard to think straight in the moment, and when you're really hungry, sometimes you don't really make good decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as Madelyn finishes, she'll lick the wound closed and have trouble maintaining eye contact with Aaron.
As you all walk to the elevator, and you open the door, and Altair, you see it first. In the middle of the elevator, there's a book. It's the same book that Father Frank was holding on to.
Looking at it with my special eyes, does it seem trapped or anything?
Nope. Learning from before, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Just a book sitting there. Doesn't seem to be any blood on it or anything.
If I go over and pick it up, is the bookmark in the book?
The bookmark's in the book, and you can read the front of it now.
Oh, okay. What's it say?
It says the Testament of one Ivar Natvendrir.
Oh. Okay.
Do you open it up?
Yeah, is the bookmark in the book at a specific page?
It's
or
at
is
the
it just,
very first page.
Oh, okay. Well, what's it say?
It says, "What you are holding in your hands is the testament of Ivar Natvandrir, known as the Night Walker. This testament has been penned in his own blood. This is his tale, and these are his words. Taken them as you see fit." That's the first paragraph.
Huh. So Altair's gonna read that like in his head, and then he's
Mhm.
going to turn to the others, show them the book, say this was written about by the Cybar guy. He they call him a Nightwalker. I guess that makes sense. He has fangs. He has fangs.
Don't we all?
Yes.
By all means.
You all four get on the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
and the grate closes, and the elevator lowers as the camera lowers down with you, and it goes through a ceiling of a building. And we see it's that same penthouse from the last episode. And an elevator dings, and out of it walks Father Frank. And he walks through. The guards at the door of the penthouse nod to him. The door's open, and he walks in. And we see the same Zamisi woman who is tired of playing with the thing that she was playing with before. She's currently flipping through TV channels on this massive TV that's on the wall. And he passes by and he goes, "That'll rot your brain out, you know." And she goes, "I don't give a good goddamn what you say or do, Father." Passes by. And he walks out to the balcony. "Catherine? Mr. Collier? Ivar?" And the man in the suit just turns ahead to him. "Did you meet them?" "I did." "Did they hurt you?" "No." "Are you lying to me?" "Never." They were perfectly receptive. They were quite polite. Seems that Southern hospitality is not a false sense or fable. "Good. Let them talk amongst themselves. They can bicker all they want. They know where to find you." "The young one does. Well, not the youngest one, but the other one." "Ah. Good. Thank you, Father." "Of course, Nightwalker." "Come. We have much to discuss. Carson." You see Carson, camera pans over to him. He's kind of been standing in the corner of this balcony the whole time. He's got a cigarette in his hand, and his hand has kind of been trembling. "Yes? Yes. You're free to go. Do give Ian our best regards. I hope to see him recovered and full. You've been very good. Very good indeed." And he smiles, and you see a mouthful of fangs. And the screen gets dark around them. And the credits roll for season 1 of Iron City by Night. I would like to thank each of you. We went a little long, and I do apologize, but there was a lot to cover. Things happened, a lot of things were learned, and a new entity was uncovered. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I am going to... You already got the announcements at the beginning. There's things coming up this week. You can check the Twitter. Just check the Twitter. But most importantly, I want this fine cast of folks to... Yeah, I noticed that karaoke time. We'll have to have a musical opening episode or a musical episode. Fuck, oh god. But I would like these fine folks that have gone on this first season with me, this journey with me, to go ahead and say where you can find them. Let us know where you can find you. I'm flustered. I apologize. And what you've got coming up this week. Let's start with books.
Hey, well, I just want to start off by saying that this season was super dope and super fun. And I'm glad to be a part of it. But you can follow me on Twitter at the one janitor, or you can follow my YouTube channel, which is called T1J. But that's all I got.
Excellent. Altair?
Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around and watching. You can find me on Twitter at Aid3E. You can find me tomorrow over on Gehenna Gaming playing Monster Hearts 2 at 7:30 p.m. EST. And you can also find me here on Friday at 7:30 p.m. EST playing Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War. That's
Amazing. Madelyn?
Hi, this has been such a fun season. I haven't played a mean character before, so this has been a lot of fun. But yeah, I am Ellie Collins. You can find me storytelling over on ATL by Night. You can find us on Twitter at ATL by Night, or every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at twitch.tv/ATL by Night. I will be participating in Virtual Horror Con over on Gehenna Gaming. Am I allowed to say the other thing that I'm doing, Ian? The other game? The Saturday game?
Yes.
I will be on Gehenna Gaming playing Demon on Saturday.
Even the Descent.
It's going to be super fun. I think that's everything I have right now, but you can follow me on Twitter at Ellie_A_Collins and hang out with me on Twitter.
And Aaron?
This was very fun. I very much enjoyed playing with all of you. So first off, thank you to my castmates and obviously our storyteller, Brother Wes. You can find me over at Gehenna Gaming, twitch.tv/Gehenna Gaming, twitter.com at Gehenna Gaming, or GehennaGaming.com. And we're doing a lot of cool stuff. We have a session of Demon the Descent as part of our Contagion Chronicles series coming up this Saturday. Whole bunch of other good streams throughout. Aid already mentioned Gehenna Valley and a few other things going on this week. And then coming up later in February on the 19th, 20th, and 21st, we're running Virtual HorrorCon 2, the first online horror tabletop gaming convention. Part 2, the sequel, Electric Boogaloo. A lot of really cool stuff happening for that. We were going to be revealing most of the full schedule this week. So stay tuned. A lot of really cool stuff. Badges will go on sale very soon, and you will be able to do fun stuff. That said, you can follow me personally online as @Ravnos on Twitter. And that's the only place that I really care for people to follow me on. So we're all good.
And you can find me at BrotherXWes on Twitter. Follow me. My ex-girlfriend, the algorithm, has been fucking me lately. I miss her so much. But also you can follow @ComfortCarrion for any updates on any streams or applications going out for new shows coming up or anything like that. And you can check out our Discord as well, where it's a growing community. It's been overhauled. I would like to thank our mods for taking care of that. Zeke and Big Dad, thank you so much. Do watch Kingdom Hearts Interstitial War. The next episode, it's episode 5. That's on Friday at 7:30 EST, 6:30 Central. So check that out. It's fucking great. I love and hate Kingdom Hearts with every bone in my body, and I enjoy it so much. It's a fantastic cast, and Nick is such a fantastic MC. And stay tuned for VHC and follow fucking Kevin and all of the excellent shit that he does. And ATL by Night, go give them love. They're like elbow deep in their 4th season now, so go ahead and check them out. And follow the stream, check out the merch store, and thank you for making this an excellent 8-episode first season. Well, technically 9. And I will see you all on Sunday with a brand new cast of characters, with a brand new show, Crack the Sky Alpha, using the Lancer system. It's a mech game inspired by the Mastodon album, Crack the Sky, and Starship Troopers, and Gundam, and EVA, and all that stuff. And there's a lot of people that you've seen in the chat here that are playing in that game, so I can't wait. And that will be for the next 2 months or so. Will be the next, that will be the Sunday night show. And we will be back here in 2 months. Same time, starting out. So thank you. And we'll be announcing leading up who's in the show and who they're playing and everything this upcoming week. But yeah, so you sound like a bunch of owls right now.
No, make it a surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a surprise. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we just do reveals and stuff like that. But I've got some wrestling to watch. Royal Rumble is tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go. I'm going to let y'all go. And I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. I hope you have a great upcoming week. Always stay blessed. No Nazis in Valhalla. No TERFs in Valhalla. No bigots in Valhalla. No hate in Valhalla. And remember, comfort comes soon. Bye.